Hello everyone, this is Bhupesh. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing great. So finally, doing this session after a long time. So today's session is very important because people are asking how to install Elasticsearch Kibana with the latest version, which is called as 8.x, which contains the HTTPS mandatory enablement. So that is the reason I'm creating this session, and this is a fairly straightforward thing. We'll be doing it with the help of working session. Uh, so let's do it. Let's quickly jump onto the practical session. What we will be doing in this today's session, we'll be installing Elasticsearch server on version 8.x onto an Ubuntu with SSL onto a different machine. Then we'll be installing Kibana onto a different machine. This is again another ask that I should have all these components separately on different machines so that it can get communicated and there should be a proper load, uh, you know, distribution. And then we'll be having another third machine, which is a application machine where we'll be installing Metricbeat to collect the matrices from that box. Okay. And then finally, we'll see everything in Kibana and verify the matrices are coming from this box or not. Okay, before we move further, if you're not like and subscribe this channel, please do that. It is having very interesting, industry use cases that you really need using open source technologies like, Grafana playlist, Elastic playlist, Kubernetes playlist, and so on. You can explore it by yourselves. So let's quickly jump on to the session. I don't believe in theory. Let's do the practical work. So I have created a GitHub page for this. You can simply come here and follow these instructions. And all these instructions are not written by me. It is all taken from Elasticsearch authentic documentation. Either you can follow that or you can follow this because I've kept everything to single page. So either way, you can follow this documentation or the one which, you know, uh, I'm talking about this 8.x or the one which you want to do it from Elasticsearch. Fine. For starting and doing this activity, I have my, AWS account ready. So I have Elastic server running separately on one of the small machine, Kibana running separately onto the micro machine, and then Metricbeat is the application server that we're gonna run onto the micro machine. So these are the three independent machines I'm gonna talk about in my today's, lecture. So let's get into the actual implementation. So this is the GitHub page I'm talking about. So first of all, we need to install Elasticsearch onto a different box. So all these commands you can easily get it from Elasticsearch documentation. I've already done the login. There's one more thing which I've done it. It's very important. I have a DNS with my name, so I've routed the IP addresses under this DNS, so I can see elastic dot whoopest grafana.com here, and you can see this is the public IP for that EC2 instance, and the same thing for Kibana, and then same thing for other sources that we'll be using in the today's session. So we'll not be using any kind of IP address. It is all DNS based installation. So please follow the video session properly so that you can understand what we are doing. Perfect. So we'll be, following this uh, documentation. I'm already onto this Elastic machine. You can see, fine. I'll just quickly. I know things are already installed, but just for the sake of demo, I'll be just doing a quick update in front of you. And then this is the certificate thing. Okay, it is already there. No need to overwrite. You need to just run these commands. Not blindly, but yeah, just keep a track of it. I'll not do any kind of override for now. Okay. Now this is the one. Uh, the dependent packages that are needed to run Elasticsearch. Hoping my Elasticsearch is already there. Okay, so the moment, since it is already there, the moment I run this command, I'll get a password on my screen. I need to copy paste this password, paste it here. Okay. And then you can change the password by this command also. I'm not changing it right away. Now, how to create a self-signed certificate. Now, this is important because self-signed certificates are needed to make your URL from HTTP to HTTPS. So there are three ways. first of all, if you have a certificate authority like Let's Encrypt or some other purchase certificate, then you can use that authority. If you don't have it, then you can create your own certificate authority using a self-signed certificate. Okay, so I am just using this since this is already there. So I'll just go to this directory. You need to just run these commands and it will generate your self-signed certificate. You say CA is this certificate authority for me. If you go inside this, this is self-signed certificate authority, you will see CA.crt and CA.key. This is the certificate authority key and certificate authority, certificate that will be used in the downstream session. So now I have certificate authority. Now I'll create a self-signed certificate for this DNS, elastic.bhupesh.grafana.com, and sign it with the CA.crt. So what I'm doing, independently, I'll create a certificate for this DNS and then will authorize this with CA.crt. Then Elasticsearch give this utility to create those things, so you can easily follow this command. Okay, and this is the location, the name of the Elastic. This is the DNS I'm passing, and it will generate your using this ca.crt and ca.key. It will generate two certificate for this DNS under this folder. Since this is already there, I'll not do, because if you do this installation step by step, it is gonna take 1-2 hours. I'm just trying to just follow the path and will tell you what kind of certificate. So these are the Elastic certificates pertaining to this, DNS. CRT. Fine. This is the Elastic certificate, and this is the Elastic key, private key. Okay. Now we need to configure Elasticsearch. What I need to do, I need to go to this YAML file. Okay. I can come here, find this is YAML file, and then there are certain variables that you need to modify. The cluster name you need to keep ESDemo. HTTP port you need to give the 9200. That should be there. Yeah. Network host you need to give port 0 so that other requests can come to this host easily. Otherwise you need to give the specified host name. Now you need to specify the SSL also. This is really important, you should not forget this. Please make it enabled false to true. Now important to note, key is the elastic key which is stored in this location, the first key for your DNS, and then the elastic certificate for your DNS. Now this is another important line, certificate authority. Since I'm using um, self-signed certificate, so you need to give the authority which is under CA. So here we are dealing with two kind of certificates, one with elastic DNS, private and certificate, and then the authority, right? Perfect. Let's move on. No need to do anything else. You just come out of this Excel sheet, come out of this file, okay, and then simply run the status of Elasticsearch, because I just started it some time back. It should be running. Yeah, it should be running now. Now this is a password that came some time back when you were running this installing this Elasticsearch. This is the password I'm talking about. Okay, so copy paste the same password and then do a curl. Now this is that DNS we use for installation for configuration, sorry, and this is the certificate authority. Now you run this, you elastic user is elastic and the password is this one, right? The one which you got it earlier. Let me run this curl command if it is running fine or not. Yeah, so my Elasticsearch is running fine. It is giving me back the output. Okay, so everything is okay now on Elasticsearch server. Now I'll go to Kibana. Kibana is the other machine or the other VM where I need to install Kibana. So you need to run these commands. Simply install Kibana, all these commands, and then create a self-signed certificate for Kibana. Now you cannot create a self-signed certificate for Kibana using this utility from this Kibana machine. You need to go back to the Elastic machine, right? See, run the following commands on Elastic server. So you run this command, okay, this utility, and it will generate your certificate under Kibana directory. So what you will do, you will come here and you'll see there's a Kibana directory already there. See, Kibana.zip, unzip Kibana.zip, you will get to the Kibana folder, and these are all self-signed certificate. You see Kibana.crt, Kibana.key. Now, what was the DNS that I used here? Kibana.bhupesh.grafana.com. So this is the different DNS that is pointing to this public IP. The earlier was a different DNS pointing to the Elastic Server public IP. Now everything is there. Now we will copy the certificate which are there in this, because currently the certificates are in Elastic Server. So I need to copy these Kibana certificates from here to here, right? Fine. So I'm copying it here. So you see configure Kibana. So installation is done. Now I need to configure Kibana. I'll go to this location if it is not there, or you can create it. Okay. Now I'm inside Kibana. Now I can see, first of all, I need to copy the CA certificate, which is the certificate authority, the CA.crt, which is there. And then I need to copy the Kibana certificate. There should be one level below. See why I've copied the CA also. CA is certificate authority. So everywhere, whenever you create any third instance or fourth instance, and you are using the same self-signed certificate, then you need to copy the authority file and then the relevant certificate. So Kibana.key and Kibana.cert is copied, and the CA.cert is copied into this relevant folder. Now again, go back to this file where I need to do this configuration. Okay, configuration of Kibana I'm talking about here, because I want to Kibana machine. So I'll come here. This is my Kibana machine. You can see server port is 5601 because it runs on this. Server host is 4 times 0. This is the public URL, https kibana.bubage.grafana.com. Okay, perfect. Then the SSL enabled is true for sure. Then this is the SSL certificate. Now read it. SSL certificate, he is asking. SSL certificate for Kibana server. So give the SSL certificate Kibana server. SSL key for Kibana DNS. This is a private key, right? Then the certificate authority ca.crt, that we copied all these three files from Elastic server because we generated certificate over there only, right? Fine. Now what is the host of Elasticsearch? This is the host, correct? This is over, that's we need to yeah, here this one. And then yeah, Elasticsearch is also SSL verification mode. So we need to just put full here, yeah, and then give the certificate authority, right? So Elasticsearch is also SSL certified, and this is the certificate authority, and Kibana is also certified. Now, there's one more thing. We need to create a connection between Elasticsearch server and a Kibana. So you need to create a token. So you need to create a Elastic token from Elasticsearch server. If this would have been onto the same machine, you could have run the command, but you need to go to this different machine, the Elasticsearch machine, and you see your token will be somewhere here. It should generate your uh, Kibana tokens. It should be okay. Sorry, just one step back. Yeah, you can see token, service token. So the moment you run this command, you'll see this token will get generated. I'm asking you to run this command. This token will get generated. Copy this token, paste it somewhere into the notepad file, and then again do this, um, changing the ownership of all the nested files as Elasticsearch owner and Elasticsearch as a user also. To this directory, you want to service token, and then simply restart your Elasticsearch. Fine. Now you need to copy the token that you just generated into the Kibana server. Now you go back to Kibana server. There's a coordination or marriage you need to bring between these two. So you run this command, okay, and then a message, some screen will be popped up, and then you need to add the token. Perfect. And then you need to run this Kibana so that all the ownership can be changed, you know, quickly. Now again the same thing. Start the Kibana. This is the login ID. This is the password for logging into Kibana. Let's see whether Kibana is running. Systemctl status Kibana. Okay, Kibana is running 44 minutes ago because I just restarted some time back. Now I'll just come back here. Okay, I'll log into PPS. Yeah, since I did HTTPS, you can see since I'm using self-signed certificate, so it has given me this strike through. But if it would have been Let's Encrypt or some other certificate authority, then it would have been working properly. Now Kibana login is done. If it is not happening, you can simply log out and then log in again. It will ask for you the username and password, and the username and password would be same, Elastic, and the password that it got prompted when you first installed it for the first time Elastic on the Elastic machine, right? So this is the login that you need to do. Good. So initial two steps are done. Your Elastic is up on a secured URL. Your Kibana is up on a secured URL, and you are able to log in. You can see kibana.bhupesh-grafana.com on the port 5601. Left to the third piece, which is the installing Metricbeat on an application server. Now I'll take one more box. If you remember, this is the another box, Metricbeat box. It is a micro machine which is already logged in here, third machine that I'm talking about. So here, what you need to do, you need to download the Metricbeat binary. You can download it from here. And then since I have already downloaded to save time, this is downloaded tar file, and then you need to do untar this file. And this folder is there. Then you need to go to this folder. I'm using Metricbeat 8.1.3. This is the Metricbeat folder that it got untarred. Then you need to configure. Now this is a very, very important piece. Configure, when I say, for shipping the matrices, because we are talking Metricbeat from, okay, something. Okay, we am already inside this Metricbeat VIM. I'm talking about this file. Okay, maybe this I need to change. Okay, I'll do that change. Okay, fine. Then, yeah, interesting thing, since you're both Kibana and Elastic both are secured HTTPS, so make sure that you're providing that relevant information. Host is this one, protocol HTTPS, SSL enabled true, and the Kibana key. Make sure that you create this folder on this third app. So wherever you want to reference the URL, you need to make sure that you're copy pasting the certificate and taking certificate to that, you know, server. So here I'm saying that your cert. Mhm. See, Kibana certificate, Elasticsearch, all certificate I copied it here for the sake of simplicity. Now, since Kibana certificate enabled true, certificate, and then the authority, certificate authority. Similarly, if you go down, Elasticsearch URL, protocol HTTPS, username, password, SSL enabled true, Elastic uh, private file, Elastic certificate, and then certificate authority. That is the only change you need to do. Make sure that you are putting this information rightly, and then that's it. You're good to go. You come out of the file, okay, and then you install if you really want to install. Otherwise, you can skip this step. This is Nginx for capturing the Nginx related metrics. It is already there. Then uh, you are into which folder? Okay, good. So you enable, if you really want to enable any module, you can enable it like this, or you can simply make the ownership to root, make the ownership of root this also. By default, it will correct your system matrices, and then you can run run the Metricbeat like this. Now this will you know fetch all the relevant details. Now you can check all the matrices should come, ideally should come to your Kibana. I'll go to discover, and there should be an index with Metricbeat hyphen star. Yeah, correctly. It has started pumping the matrices from last 15 minutes only, and you'll see it is. You will see sometimes messages pertaining to EC2 metric, but that is okay. You can run this command in background also. You can see it has started sending success, etc. Started sending matrices from this box to this box basically via Kibana. So that is the reason I'm just wanted to tell to my audience that you can configure all these components separately. You can install even Logstash also. That maybe I will take it later, or maybe APM server, Elastic Agent, Fleet server into later sessions. But this is a very simple understanding how you can install Elastic 8, Kibana 8 separately with secure SSL, either with let's encrypt, or maybe with self-signed, and then install Metricbeat separately to ship matrices from here to this boxes. And we can install FileBeat also. Let's not overwhelm our users to install FileBeat today, but yeah, Metricbeat will ship all these things from box to this, right? I can see the matrices are pumped, right, as we speak. So that is pretty much, you can explore dashboards also. You can create dashboards also. You know, if I really want to check it, I'm not very good in creating dashboards, but yeah, uh, where is file at? Okay, I'll leave it to you. I mean, for now, you just simply come and check the matrices are coming properly. You can do any filtration here, like agent name. Okay, agent ID. You can see IP is also there, no? Let me check the IP from this box. 172. Uh, this is the one which you're talking about, right? Host name. 172.31, 118 or 13. So yeah. So nothing is bogus. Everything is coming from this machine to Kibana and to Elastic, and you can see Kibana is running here, right? So that is pretty much. Let's take a bit pause on this. So what we did, I know it was a little bit rushy session, but we could not have completed everything, at least in explaining stuff within this short span of time. You can follow these steps. If you find any problem in understanding or doing anything, you can simply comment it out. But yeah, you have a very beautiful documentation. Either you can follow this or you can follow the Elasticsearch documentation, but you'll be able to do it by your own. Okay, so as I have already done it. So just to cut short, first we install Elasticsearch version v8.x, which definitely need SSL and username and password. Then we install Kibana separately, different machine. We installed Metricbeat separately on the third machine, and then we communicated between all these three using SSL and URLs. So that is pretty much. Do not forget to like and subscribe the channel so that you can see more videos pertaining to ELK, Grafana, and the next session will be very, very important. Connecting to this, we'll be installing a Fleet server, and we'll be doing a small integration using Nginx, and Fleet server will maintain that integration using GUI. So stay tuned for that next session. Let me just stop the EC2 instances so that you can see it is not you know running like anything. I mean, I'll just stop these instances so that uh, the Kibana will also stop as we speak. Right? See, it's gone. So let me stop this session here. I hope you like it. If you have any further queries and questions and comments, please post down in the comment section. I'll try to answer. And next session is very important. It is on Fleet, and post that we'll be taking one sample application, Java Spring Boot application, with which we will do instrumentation of metrics, logs, and places. Thank you, Fanaya. Talk to you later. See you later. Bye.